Appreciate you sharing all those details with us. Shifting focus now, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that the world has now firmly entered an era where politics increasingly trumps economics, and that, in his words, is not a pun. Speaking at the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, on Saturday after receiving an honorary doctorate, Dr. Jaishankar pointed out that the United States, which for decades underwrote the global order, has now radically changed its terms of engagement, preferring to deal with countries on a bilateral, one-on-one basis. He also highlighted that China continues to play by its own set of rules. In this shifting geopolitical landscape, the External Affairs Minister stressed that India is aggressively pushing for self-reliance, positioning itself as a credible and competitive manufacturing base for global industries. Dr. Jaishankar's remarks come at a time when trade, technology and security ties are increasingly being shaped by political considerations rather than pure economic logic. Listen
in. And a more fragmented world. The United States, long the underwriter of the contemporary system, has set radically new terms of engagement. Not just that, it is doing so by dealing with countries on a one-on-one basis rather than through regimes. China has long played by its own rules and is now doing so even more. In the ensuing scenario, other nations are unclear on whether their attention should be on the visible competition or the trade-offs and understandings that punctuate them. Faced with such pulls and pressures of globalization, of fragmentation, and of supply insecurity, the rest of the world responds by hedging against all contingencies, even as it engages the United States and China directly.
My colleague Anand Singh joins me on the broadcast now. We're seeing that the External Affairs Minister has perhaps taken a veiled dig at US President Donald Trump amid the discussions between India and United States over a possible trade deal.
Yeah, look, the way in which the External Affairs Minister Jaishankar has taken a veiled dig without naming both of the leaders of China and the United States. So clearly he mentioned in his speech at IIM Kolkata that how in this era, the reliance India has been pushing for self-reliance as global politics, including Trump's economics in present eras. He mentioned that this is an era where politics increasingly trumps economics, and that is not a pun. He further mentioned that U.S. has radically changed the way it engages with countries of the world, while China continues to play by its own rules. And he further said that the U.S., which earlier used to be the underwriter of the contemporary system, has changed radically and new terms of engagement. It is doing so by dealing with countries on a one-on-one basis. And amid such changing geopolitical scenario, he said India has been actively pursuing self-reliance to become a manufacturing base for industries. And he mentioned that how India has been making exponential advancement in infrastructure as well as in the latest scientific developments. And he also said that the rest of the world has been hedging against all contingencies to deal with uncertainties in the world today. So clearly, India, which has been in talks with the U.S. to finalize bilateral trade agreement as it continues to bear the brunt of prevailing uncertainties in global trade and geopolitical under the Trump administration. So clearly, this was one of the major dig that was taken by S. Jaishankar amid the bilateral trade deal that has been going on, and even India has been facing some of the tariffs on several of the products. Back to you, madam.
All right, Anand, appreciate you sharing those details with us. Ambassador Jaishankar Gupta, who is a former diplomat, also joins me on the broadcast. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We're very thankful for your time. Sir, now the External Affairs Minister has said that India is pursuing self-reliance in an era where global politics, quote, trumps economics. Is this perhaps a veiled dig at the United States, considering that Donald Trump has waged a global trade war against many economies of the world? Your first assessment, sir?
Yes, Medha. Actually, factually, it is true for two reasons. One is that the Trump is basing its economics on the basis of bilateral political relations. If you give concessions politically, he will favor you in economics. Secondly, he is actually entering into bilateral deals rather than having a global trading system. So it is factually true, but I feel that this kind of sarcastic remark was not really needed. It is understood, I feel, that we have to maintain reasonably good relations with US. So there's no point in offending anybody because of this sarcasm. But so far as the facts are concerned, there's absolutely no doubt what he has said is absolutely true.
All right, sir. I appreciate your time here at NewsX. Shifting focus now, the NIA charge-sheeted one more accused in a case relating to attempts by the banned CPI Maoist terror organization to revive its discrepant influence in the northern regional bureau states. The